Welcome back to the Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Sure, but business has become savvy when it comes to what's going on out there in the economic front, which is one of the reasons why we love having Rex Solomon on. Not only can he talk with authority about what is happening in the, particularly in the retail industry area, which touches every single economy around the world, not only around the country, but he also knows a lot about what's happening in macroeconomics and geopolitical economics, and always a delight to have on the program. He's with HoustonJewelry.com. That's HoustonJewelry.com. Rex Solomon, as always, good to talk to you, sir.
Thank you.
Real quickly, tell us all about what you do over there at HoustonJewelry.com before we get to our topic today.
So we are one of the largest full-service jewelry stores in the state of Texas, and we're one of the oldest family-owned retailers in the state as well. And right now we are right in the height of the holiday shopping season.
Then how is shopping season going?
So far it has been tracking last year, and last year was one of the stronger seasons that we've had in the last 20.
Really? And
yes.
So in spite of some pretty strange things that are happening in the oil and gas front, which we'll get to that in just a minute, you guys are continuing to be blowing and going.
It's interesting. The units are up, and the dollar amounts are the same. So more people are coming in, but they're buying smaller, more classic items. It's not the extravagant items that are being sold. So
okay.
It's the diamond studs. It's your certified classic Rolex, which is selling. Not the it's not the over-the-top pieces yet.
Got it. And what do you attribute the fact that things are continuing to be pretty robust in spite of what we're seeing in the headlines? That these headlines that we see, particularly about job losses, are very personal to a city like Houston.
Well, we advertise into a downturn. We increase our marketing during these times, whereas some of our competitors start to contract and shut off discretionary spending immediately, and some of our competitors who previously you could not turn a corner without seeing their ads or hearing them for decades, you will not see their ads anymore. And that's a major mistake in business. Whenever there's a downturn, you always have to increase your marketing. And we did that in 2008, and we increased market share coming out of there, and we're doing it now.
Very good. Holding more than holding your own and making, being the aggressive one. It's kind of analogous to one of my favorite movies, which is Forrest Gump. And only one boat during that massive storm went out there after Shrimp. That was Forrest Gump during that, massive hurricane. He survived. The rest, who bunkered down, were out of business. And I kind of think this analogous to what works in real economy and the storms we face.
Exactly. You will shrink your business if you do not market it during a downturn. Plus, marketing becomes less expensive as the advertisers need people to buy their space, so they will, as others drop out, it creates a bargain opportunity.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about oil and gas. That's obviously one conversation that I have almost every single day. Anyone who knows me knows I do business talk radio in the energy capital of the free world, and so I'm asked about it constantly. What's your sense of what's going on with the energy situation right now? I can't believe these prices. I mean, they seem pretty retro to me.
Well, our dear friends, the House of Saud, is intent on bankrupting the U.S. shale industry, and therefore will be able to have complete control over U.S. Energy supplies once they're complete with this. Now, in order for their their finances to work, oil needs to be $100 a barrel for them to cover all of the programs and their petro diplomacy that they do. So this is really dipping into their, pardon the pun, piggy bank. And we don't know how long they can sustain it, but it's taken a lot longer than they thought. So we are looking at oil as probably going to go a bit lower as they keep on pushing it. And that, coupling with the Fed's decision to raise interest rates, is making the dollar stronger. So for the national economy, it should be really good for a while. Gas is going to be cheap, and imports are going to get even cheaper. The problem is going to be is that when the hammer drops, and all of a sudden they put the price of oil back up to $75, $80 a barrel, and then you're going to see a screaming halt in the economy nationwide as everybody freaks out.
Interesting. Our last question, final thought question, and I don't know if you noticed, but Angela Merkel was named Time Magazine's Person of the Year. And the article called her Chancellor of the Free World, which I found that interesting because, we always refer to whoever the President of the United States is the leader of the free world. Kind of like a jab to Barack Obama. What did you think about that?
I haven't read the article yet, but I believe it is because of her stance on the refugees and also with the Greek debt crisis and how she was able to essentially save the euro. But Germany's actions in the refugee crisis has gained a lot of empathy and standing around the world from other governments. I believe it's actually been, unfortunately, by encouraging these refugees to continue to flood across, take the dangerous route across the Med, etc., for thousands of dying so that they can get to this haven in Germany and in Scandinavia. All that is doing is making ISIS stronger. I think it's counterproductive to encourage the moderate people of the region to leave.
Yes, that's right. I think you're absolutely right, and I don't necessarily. I don't agree with her on most issues. When I think about it, I predicted the euro would do exactly what it ended up doing before there was a euro. When you look at the geopolitics of Europe, Germany has always been strong and robust. It was going to be the life buoy for the rest of the region. And its shame and guilt from World War II continues to have it make bad economic decisions. I don't think there's much of a future for euro.
I didn't think the euro was a good idea when they started it, and I don't think it's a good idea now. And nor do I think that the EU is a good idea. It was the idea of a unified Europe was trying to recapture the myth of the economic unity of the Roman Empire. Well, the Roman Empire worked for a number of reasons, and it wasn't because of the economic unity. It was because of the legions and the road system. And I don't think Brussels is able to replicate that.
Yep. You're right. Rex Sullivan, he is with HoustonJewelry.com. We like to bring him on for his analysis, what's happening in geopolitics, economics, and really when it comes to business as well. As always, thanks so much, Rex. Great job.
Well, great to be here. And remember, there's just a few shopping days left, and you can never go wrong with jewelry.
Never can. That's absolutely true. Thank you so much.
Have her say, "Oh, you got me jewelry. I wanted a vacuum cleaner."
Touché. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
And you've been listening to The Price of Business.